What is up, YouTube, and welcome to this Flash, Arrowverse, Supergirl, Legends crossover. This is gonna be awesome. So, the news just dropped about the crossover, so if you're new to the channel, a like and a subscribe is super appreciated if you did enjoy this video. Don't forget as well, I've got my Gotham trailer breakdown and review up as well, so go and check that out. But this crossover is something which was sort of kind of expected, so they've played it sort of safe here with this crossover. So we're going to be having a two-night crossover, which we will have Supergirl and Arrow, and then Flash and Legends both over 2 days. So if you don't know what that is, well, this is going to be the crossover which will happen in probably in November 27th and 28th. So that is going to be awesome. We're going to be getting that. It's going to be quite a compact kind of crossover here, whereas when it's not going to be spread over a week like we had last time. But this crossover is and has, we've got a really cool poster here for this crossover, and that is an homage to Justice League 207, which is and was a Justice League crossover with the Justice Society of America, and that was Crisis on Earth Prime. So they've pretty much covered both of those bases there with that poster. So it's quite neat. I was hoping for a Justice Society crossover at some point. That would have been really, really nice. But alas, well, that's not what we got. Now the crossover is featuring the wedding, and the poster has given us all sorts of different clues as to what is happening and what will be happening in the future episodes. So what is pretty neat here is that we get the wedding at the central part. So the Flash wedding is going to be the crossover, only for them to be invaded by Earth X. More on them later. But in the bottom left of the poster, we actually have Captain Cold. So Wentworth Miller is returning, but we knew he was returning all along for some sort of Legends episodes. We see the brand new Legends character who's based on a Black Adam character who became the wife of Black Adam. We've got Isis there, and she is wearing the amulet of Isis as well. So that's pretty neat that she's wearing that outfit, that tome, which gives her those powers. She was hinted as being a hacker from the future, so I think it's going to be quite clear that she will be a hacker, and she might already have the amulet, but she might actually find the amulet later on in the season. Well, definitely she will have it before November. So Earth X is very interesting. It is a world where the World War II was never really over, and it's kind of like a sort of thing with Man in the High Castle. Quite funny because I've actually just been watching Man in the High Castle as well, which is a good show. I highly recommend you check it out. But Adolf Hitler is still around, and we have, well, we have the Freedom Fighters, or who used to be the All-Star Squadron. And interestingly, in that we have the Ray. Now, the Ray is a very cool character, a very, very neat little addition to this show, because he's actually on the CW Seed show, Freedom Fighters The Ray, which is a curious thing again in itself, because we've had Vixen, which was a CW Seed show, that led off to Vixen being in Arrow, and then we had Vixen, the older version of Vixen, in Legends of Tomorrow. So that is really nice that they're doing this, kind of bringing that over. So on Earth X, at least in the TV show, we have an evil version of our characters we know and love. So we've got like an evil version of Arrow, an evil version of Flash, and they're all voiced by their actual their kind of CW actor counterparts. So it does look like at some point the Ray will be bleeding into our Earth, and we will have the Ray and everyone come over into this, and it's not quite clear what's going to happen. Possibly it'll be obviously some sort of Earth incursion, maybe Gypsy will get involved. That'll be how. And then Breacher also might get involved, her father, and they'll warn maybe us all about what is happening, and we could have the Earth X incursion, which Earth X is actually Earth 10 now. As of New 52, it introduced it, and due to Convergence, the story of Brainiac, we had that come back into our terminology, so I'm not sure which version they will be using, and I think it's going to be a good idea to actually watch Freedom Fighters The Ray as a good primer for everything that will happen here. So the Freedom Fighters were a group who they pretty much were committed to taking on Hitler, and there was actually a version of Superman on this Earth, very similar to Red Sun. So if you don't know what Red Sun is a cool storyline where Superman was actually landing in Russia, and he became the kind of the USSR's version of Superman. He grew up there, and then Overman was the version there of this in Earth X. So quite cool. I don't doubt we're really going to get Overman in this. I don't think that's going to happen. But the biggest thing here is that the Ray is coming over. So now Ray, obviously Raymond Terrell, got a huge kind of unexploded light bomb exploded on him, and then he had Uncle Sam actually kind of take him on and under his wing. So quite curiously, in DC Metal, as just happened, we had Uncle Sam part of the Immortal Squad with Vandal Savage as well. So just really weird. A lot of things are popping up at the moment. So I am really super excited about this. I think this is a really nice addition. I think that what we could actually get is we could get the Ray become a permanent part of the Arrowverse as well. We're not getting any new DC TV shows, but I could see the Ray popping up in Legends of Tomorrow. So while I was actually recording this and editing it, we actually have had the word who will be playing the Ray on the TV show. And now he will be played by Russell Tovey, who I am a humongous fan of Russell Tovey. And this is obviously the version of the Ray here is a gay male as well, and Russell Tovey will be playing this character. So he is a very, very talented actor. You might recognize him from Doctor Who. He was also in the Gavin and Stacey show here in the UK, and he was also in Him and Her, which is possibly one of the greatest sitcoms ever made, in my opinion. So if you don't know what Him and Her is, I highly recommend going out and checking out what Him and Her, and I think that he's going to be a great addition to this cast, and he will be voicing the role for the CW Siege show as well. So big news. I am incredibly happy. So that is it for this video. Please drop a like, please subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.